Hey everyone, welcome back to Python Learning. In this video, we are going to discuss about what is a filter function. According to English definition of a filter, it's like filtering out something, right? So similarly, filter in Python is used to filter elements from an iterable object based on probably a function that returns true or a false. Okay, it returns a filter object which can be converted into a list or maybe other iterable object. So simple understanding of a filter is it is used to filter out data based on a conditions. Okay, out of your iterable objects. So syntax is you have a filter and then you just need to use two parameters, function and an iterable object, pretty much similar to your map. Map is responsible for mapping function on every element of your iterable object. But when it comes to filter, it takes an iterable object, it applies a function, whichever element satisfies a condition, that will be returned. That's gonna be filtered out of your iterable object. Let me show a simple question. Let's say you want to filter even numbers from a list. So again, this question can be solved in two different ways. Let me show you. So first approach is obviously using custom function. So I'll just define like a check. So what we gonna check? We just need to check whether it's an even or not, right? So check, I'll just pass x, and then I'll just give a condition like if x modulo 2 is equal to 0. Then what it has to return? It has to return x itself. Okay, so I have defined custom function, which basically helps you in identifying whether it's an even number or not. So now what I do is I'll just call list of because I want my result in a list format, and then I'll just use a filter. And we learned that filter is going to take two arguments. First one is function name, which is a check, and your iterable object. So you don't have any iterable object now. First, let me create one list. A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. So from this list of elements, it has to filter all the even numbers. So what this filter will do, it will apply this function on every element. Whichever element satisfies that particular condition, such elements will be written. See, it is returning all the elements which are even, which satisfies this condition, getting a filter from actual list. This is an interesting thing about a filter. Okay. So similarly, the same thing can also be solved with the help of a lambda, simple one. So list of, so filter of, I just want to filter even number, right? So let's define a lambda. Sorry. Yeah. Let's say lambda x, and then expression is going to be just x modulo 2 is equal to 0. And then you just need to pass an iterable object, which is a. See here, it's filtering all the even numbers from a given list. So similarly, what if you want to filter positive numbers from a given list? Let's say 10, 20, minus 30, minus 40, 60, we have it. Again, same thing, just use list of, not a map, it should be filter. You need to define your function, which is lambda x, and then it should be x greater than 0. We say it like a positive number when it's a greater than 0, right? And then you have to pass an iterable object, which is a. Done. It has filtered only positive numbers from a list. Great. So next one. Let's say, for example, you have a list of numbers, like you have 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, and then you have an 800. So now I have to write a function in such a way that it has to filter all the values which are greater than 400. Again, I'm using list of filter of. You can use a tuple as well if you want result in a tuple format. Okay. So I'm going to use a lambda function, lambda, one single parameter. And then condition is going to be what? If x is greater than 400. And then you have to pass your iterable object, which is list. Then it has filtered all the values which are greater than 400. Great. So similarly, let's say you want to filter palindromes. So let's say you have a list of words like sequel. Let's say I have a mom, I have a dad, and then I have a level. Okay. And then I have just like a Python. So from this, I have to filter out only palindromes. Sorry, yeah, palindromes. So it should be a list of filter of what? It should be lambda expression. Sorry. So lambda x and what? What is the condition for palindrome? X is equal to x colon double colon minus 1, right? Yes. And then you just need to pass a durable object, which is a. Then that's great. It has filtered all the palindromes out of your list. Okay. So similarly, next one is You just need to figure it out, which words are starting with oval. Okay, let's say for example, you have an text like apple, and then so you have an ear, you have an ink. I'm struggling to get like names. Okay. And then you have a ball. Okay, and then you have a cup. So now you need to filter words which starts with an oval. So how do you do it? So we'll use a list of, a filter of, we'll use a lambda x, and what should be the condition? So condition is we just take the first element. We know let's use a indexing. So we'll take the first element, x of 0 is going to be the first character in a word. And then we're gonna check them in, whether it's present in X or no. We are taking first letter in a word and we are checking is that present in A-I-O-U or capital A-I-O-U. Okay, I'm using in operator. I'm just extracting the first letter in a word and I'm just checking is it present in a oval string. Okay, if any of these things, then it has to written, else it should not written. Okay, let me just pass it. Can you see it has written all the words which are starting with ovals? Ovals means, which starts with the E, I, O, U, right? So this is all about, filter data. Again, here you can do two things. Instead of using for loop, instead of writing conditions, you can just make use of filter and you can make use of lambda function, which saves time, which is pretty simpler, and you can get your results, very less time. So that's how filter is useful in order to filter data based on conditions. Thank you. Happy learning.